Yeah, Willa came on late on actually because we'd shot the original alley scene. It hadn't worked out. Annalise was already in the process of doing other things, and she felt as though she'd aged out of the character. So I just put it out there to everybody. I'm like, you know what? I could probably start looking, but Christine Lachard mentioned that Finn had a good friend called Willa, and they acted together. She said she's very talented and you should talk to her. Did the Zoom meeting. She seemed very excited about the prospect. But the thing that I really remember, is that like this transformation that occurred. So she was going to replace Annalise and play Bo. Italian, her father is living in this small town because he had affiliations with the mob back in Chicago, so they're pretty much hiding out there. Her father's name carries some form of reputation, but that's just been created over whispers because of her surname, who she is, but it's very close to the truth. I remember there being some conversation around the fact that maybe she, this was not a good fit. When I first met her on Zoom, she's like sweet, innocent looking girl. You could see her playing certain roles, right? But playing this tougher edged girl who's Italian, has had to fend for herself a little bit, but really it's all a front and inside. She's insecure, which I was like, no, I think you could push that boat out. I don't see why you wouldn't be able to do that. I still had the wardrobe left over from Annalise. Willa is like smaller than Annalise, and I was like, well, let's, whatever we need, we'll make adjustments, just tighten the belt. And she always has this like Italian stiletto, and she always has her rosaries. So I kind of see her as like this sort of angel of vengeance eventually. No, the first time we worked together, it was with Ryan, Zoe, Dominic, and Foxy. So I pimped the apartment out, so it was like the basement of the video store. And we had an old light. I used to look at film negatives. And I placed that down and I put this map over the top that I printed out on Perspex. And the light shone up through it. That was a source light, so they would lean in, and as they leaned in, the light would shine up into their face rather than come down from the ceiling. And I had some backlights here and there. And it looked quite beautiful. That was the first time we worked together. And so I see her walk in, and she's like, hi, we give each other a hug, and I meet her mom, and the house was packed with people. Because I always shoot, I had to like get everyone together when I could, so it would be as though, right, I can shoot 3 scenes today, and a couple of little bits and pieces here, get everyone to come in on that day, and, I try and stagger people, but it was not easy. So, there's some days I had 30 people in this apartment. I thought my wife was going to fucking lose her mind. It doesn't matter who they are. She just doesn't like people in the apartment who she doesn't know. She likes to get to know people first, then invite them in. But here, it's like swarms of people in the apartment. I order in food. It's chaos and crazy. And so Willa goes in the bathroom. And she comes out. And she has the makeup on her eyes, her hair, she's wearing the Susie shirt and the boots. And I was like, holy shit. It was miraculous to see the transformation. And I was like, there you are. There's Bo. There's a couple of times she gives these glances to James. James is looking over her shoulder. And, it's a scene where there was no dialogue. And they're just sort of like making a plan. They have a map of the school that they've sketched out, and they're like, this is what we're going to do. Simon, you're going to plant one of Gio's bombs over here. Cassie's going to, move from one body into another. And as he's leaning over her shoulder and he's about to point, she just gives this look like, and it's great because she held onto that, or like that relationship they have, the characters, for the whole shoot. It was fabulous to watch her interact. And Bo is meant to be this like conflicted character where she has attitude, but at the same time she has this like soft side that, and she's had to adopt that over the years. You know, take on this tough persona that is not who she really is. She was grossed out by a lot of things. She was grossed out by the membrane. Oh yeah, I made overcooked pasta. I think I just mixed it with the corn syrup, red food dye, and then blended it all up. And it tastes fine. Because there's a scene where she's biting the membrane.
Like a massive room.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Ready?
Papa? Yeah.
Action.
How does she taste? Hate you. What? Now what do we do?
And it's almost like trying to push through it, but as she bites it, it's as though she's absorbed some of Carla's, there's a word for it which I can't think of right now. You'll get that a lot from me.
Action.
Cass, it's not gonna... Don't stop, we can do this. With this...
Oh, sorry. Cut. All right. And the next would just be you like stabbing it, right?
Yeah.
And then I'd be on the other side.
Generator from a hardware store or wherever. Do you see how weak they become? You've drained them!
Hey, look, look, look.